Peace and blessings, ladies. Okay, this is Lisa Marie. So I am on a little earlier because I wanted to get us all, queued up for Goddess Deborah Webb, who is coming in. Now, y'all, I wanted to get on a little early to let you know she is very nervous about being in front of the camera. So definitely give her a warm welcome, and you can ask her any questions that you want. We're going to start off with her telling us a little bit about herself. She's going to go through a little bit of her journey of being an entrepreneur. She's going to talk a little bit about her background of growing up with a father who was an entrepreneur and how much that affected her. And hopefully we can also get her to talk a little bit about how she raised her children to also be entrepreneurs as well. So, yeah, so I'm excited that you all are here, and she should be coming in to the stream shortly. So yes, that's it. So I hope that you can be here today. I know we're a little early, and that's okay too. Yeah. So anyway, I hope that you can be in today. So yes, honey, the hair. Yeah, I'm getting my hair done. I'm getting my hair done on Friday. I can't. I've been going crazy with the hair. Like I don't want to do it, and I want somebody else to do it, and it's just that kind of thing. So yes, let's see my one person that's on today. Let's see. Hey, Taryn, good afternoon. Hey, Taryn. So good afternoon, darling. So yes, I'm on a little early. We're just going to wait for Goddess to come on. So, get your beverage, get your tea, get your whatever you're drinking. And hopefully, I know it's going to be an amazing, wonderful affair. And I'm excited. So yeah, and I love the StreamYard. I'm loving the StreamYard. It's just so much fun. I'm going to be upgrading to the basic package because I need to. So I didn't know, because it's new, they give you free and you get 20 hours a month. And I'm close to exceeding my 20 hours a month, which makes sense because I have multiple platforms that I stream on. So I'm going to be giving them, it's 20 hours a month, but when you upgrade, it's $20 a month. And that's not bad at all. It's worth it. So I'm excited. Then I'll be able to do some other fancy things like get rid of this logo, which I'm very excited about, and put my own logo there. And yes, honey. So things has been good. I don't know. I feel like I'm definitely going through a transition with myself, but I can't complain. I took a nice bath, and I'm going through a transgression. Okay, my glasses. Why don't they ever? Oh, I hope I don't have a scratch. Yeah, anyway, I got time. Let me go clean these glasses. Welcome my guest in. Y'all enjoy. I'll be back. Peace and blessings. All righty. Hey, darling. So did you park where there was no number?
Huh?
You parked there's no number. Come on in. How are you, darling?
All right, how you doing?
I cannot.
Good.
Not at all.
Yeah.
First time in the spot, right? Yeah. So this is the front room, which is gonna be my office room, my studio. In a minute.
All right.
And this is the kitchen. We got a little time. Oh, you can take your shoes.
Okay.
Put it right in this basket.
Okay. Put it in the basket.
Yeah. Put it in the basket. So yeah. So but you're here. Honey, just be yourself. I'm gonna ask you very basic stuff that we talked about already.
Okay.
So I just want you to know. I'll show you the whole place once we finish. This is the kitchen.
Okay.
Yeah. When we're done, I'll let you see the whole tour. And this is going to be where we're going to do our studio room.
Oh, pretty.
Yeah, thank you. So all you're going to have to do is sit here. I'm going to move this pillow so we have a little more room because we're both going to sit together.
Okay.
And yeah, it's real simple. I'm going to clean my glasses.
Is it going to be live without, you don't make no changes?
No, but don't worry. It's just for the group. So this is a small group, and it's a small group. Okay. So I ain't put you on blast like that. So I'm not going to do that yet. Not yet. All right. We'll do that one day. Okay. We're going to do that, and we're going to agree to that. So you don't have to worry about editing or like making mistakes because it's just very intimate. Matter of fact, I already got them started. So have a seat, Goddess.
Okay.
All righty. take a load off. So see, there we go. So we have 2 people already.
Okay.
And so I'll tell you who we are. And this little device, I'm going to move it in a little bit. So I'm actually get you comfortable. You actually, if you put your feet that way, because I don't want you to get hurt or me. All right. Okay, good. And you can see, we can see both of us. So guys, you definitely look at the camera. So, okay, let's see. We got Miss Jackie. Hey, Miss Jacqueline, how are you? We got, so greetings. She says, greetings, Goddess and Lisa.
Oh, greetings.
See, and then Miss Jackie says, hey, Jacqueline. So they talking to each other, the 2 people.
Okay.
And so, yeah, so we got probably about 6 or 7 people in this particular group. So like I said, this is real low key because I didn't want to, put you on blast like that. But let's put our band on. It's even 1 o'clock. We got 1 minute. So what we want to do is I want to welcome, so I'm going to say, yes. So please welcome Goddess. Is that your name, Deborah? Did I spell it right?
Yeah.
Deborah Webb of Soul Good Vegan Cafe. Okay.
And Goddess Garden.
And Goddess Garden? Okay, good. We're going to put that up for sure. And then, of course, now they know who's in the house. Goddess Deborah Webb is in the house. So, ladies, if you have questions, you put your questions in the comment box. We do it like we always do it. And this is actually my first guest, so I'm very excited because especially using this platform, using like this whole new platform.
Okay.
So, and also, we're going to, I'm just going to say, is it 1 yet? No, so we can talk. And we're going to Africa together. We're going to Ghana. And she's been, I know, we're so, come here, look at my arm down here.
Yes.
We're so excited. Yes. And Goddess has been there. This will be your 3rd or 4th time.
This coming time will be 4.
4 times. And you've been
1 time in Egypt.
That's right. You did go to Egypt as well, which I definitely is putting up on the thing. So this is my first time Goddess is in the house, so she's just checking everything now. So if you see her looking, she's never been in my space before. I got to show you upstairs too when we're done. But I will give her the grand tour. So it is 1 o'clock. So Goddess Deborah Webb is in the house. So ladies, let me turn on back on the comments so I can see y'all, and let me just see. Hello, Goddess, welcome, says Taryn.
Hi.
And Goddess dear, please tell me where you get your earrings and jewelry. It is lovely.
Oh, thank you.
Is that Janae as well?
Janae.
Yeah, that's Janae. That's the bamboo. That's the bamboo hut. The Bantu hut. Journey, they know Journey because they've been trying to get Journey to make them some stuff too. So, and this is another, usually with me, I have the colorful clay one. So this is so wonderful because that's another style of hers that they might not be familiar with. So she's very versatile, Journey. So ladies, thank you so much for being here today. So right now, guys, we're actually talking about Black women entrepreneurs. And what I want them to do is realize that they have a lot of the gifts that they have can actually be marketable. But a lot of them, unlike you, and that's what I want you to talk about, unlike you, a lot of them and myself either didn't grow up seeing the idea of an entrepreneur, Black man or woman working and being somewhat successful with it. So I remember you were telling me about your dad. So tell me a little bit about your dad.
Yeah, well, he was the contractor.
He was a contractor. Okay.
Yeah. So, he was in business a long time. He had like a 3rd grade education. He couldn't read or write. My mother was his secretary, and but he had huge contracts at the public schools, the UNC. I mean, those are the ones I remember. And he did a lot of work for Durham, like Durham City.
Really?
He did a lot of work for Durham City, and so he had a lot of huge contracts, all the time. Wow! And so I grew up, seeing all of that, and it impressed me because, like I said, he had a 3rd grade. He couldn't read or write. He had a 3rd grade education, but yet and still he excelled, and he was, very successful. Back in the day, I mean, 75 or so, he had a phone in his truck.
Wow.
And
in 1975.
Yeah.
That's
wonderful. And it would ring real loud. And the reason he got it is because we were on the phone and he couldn't get his business calls because the children would, it just had one line, and children would be, as his children would be on the phone all the time. Wow. And so he would miss a lot of his business. So he was smart enough to get a phone in his truck.
Go ahead.
And so if he's on a site, he would hear this loud noise, bang, bang, bang. And so that's how he got his calls. And what? Continue to have,
wow. So you said that he was a contractor. Mm-hmm. Did he learn how to contract? Was that a gift they picked up from a family or his father or somebody else? Like, how did he learn to do what he did? He was just handy like that?
Well, he was really good with tile work. Oh. And he became good at it because he got a job with some white company, and he became one of the best ones doing tile. So he started out as a tile, doing tile, and then he branched from tile to construction.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Yeah. And so how did you ever in your house, did you have talk about like, what are you going to do when you grow up? Or did you know for yourself that you probably would do what you wanted to do? So what was that kind of talk in your home? Was it that talk geared to go to college and get a good job? Or was it a little freer, do what you want to do and feels good? How did your mother and father raise y'all when it came to think about what do I want to be when I grow up?
That wasn't too much of a conversation. Right. But they kind of just was very relaxed on us doing what we wanted to do. Wonderful. And I love fashion from from I was young. Right. And so what I did is because I was getting jobs as sales managers, assistant manager. But it was hard work and didn't make very much money. Right. And so I, decided maybe about 28 that I was going to have my own boutique, in which I did. Wow. I had my own boutique at 28.
Well, let's hold on for a second. So wait, you at this point, you had went to college in New York. Did you already get your degree?
I had went to North Carolina Central for a little while, and then like 2 years, and then my girlfriend invited me to go to New York. I was like, New York, right. And thinking that it would be a lot of black businesses in New York. Right. And I didn't see a lot of that.
A lot of Jewish businesses. Yeah.
So then I went to FIT, Fashion Institute of Technology in New York, and I was assistant buyer, and I loved it, but I didn't like New York. Right. So I came back home and I opened my boutique.
You opened your boutique. And
I worked with my father for a while, and I saved my money.
Now, when you say work for your father, what were you doing?
Painting. I can paint. I got skills in painting.
That's right. Yeah. And your daughter has them as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I know did you paint her? You both, you her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I painted my house. You've been in my house.
Your house is beautiful. You did that. That's right. Mm-hmm. You told me that. Yeah. So you have a lot. So you feel like you've always been creative in many ways.
Yeah. And I just, like I said, considering my father was a contractor, I didn't feel bound to, a job. I just kind of felt like I could, make more of myself than these little jobs.
That's right. So you knew that. Did you know other folks that was working jobs and friends of yours? And so everybody, exactly. So let me ask you that, since everybody's working a job, what did they think about you? Like people that knew, like, did they was like, wow, you got your own boutique, you're 28 years old, or you wasn't even thinking about them? Mm-hmm. And they wasn't thinking about you. So tell us about the boutique now. Where was this boutique?
It was downtown Durham. Mm-hmm. And they have revamped Durham. They actually have torn down that building. Mm-hmm. But it was a black lady who had this big building downtown Durham. And Bruce, the No Bookstore, it was a bookstore right under my boutique. I was upstairs.
I'm familiar with it.
And so I went to New York and bought clothes and brought them back. Like I said, I had saved my money for this boutique, working with my father. Right. And I went to New York and bought clothes and brought it back and selling it. And considering nobody knew about me too much, I started doing nails to supplement.
Now, that's another thing. So you did nails. So, and how did you learn how to do nails? Did you go to school for that as well? Or
there was a nail there I was in a shopping center, and I saw these ladies doing nails, and I was like, what is that about?
Right.
I mean, so I went over and looked, and I said, I can do that. And so I got a job with them.
Wow, you did.
And I was one of the first Black girls doing that.
So it was
in
white
that type
women
of business.
at this point. This business.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You walked in.
Yeah.
And you was like, "Can I have a job here?"
Right. And I worked with them for a little while, and then I worked at another salon for a little while, and then I branched on my own. But
wow.
So one day I was at home and I was doing nails for a friend of mine, and my father came over. He said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm doing nails." He said, "Well, do they come back, or is it like one shot?"
Right. Good question. Yeah.
I was like, "No, they come back." He said, "Oh, that's a good business."
Yeah, so he knew right away.
Yeah, so he knew that that could be a good business because they continue to come back. I said they'll come back in 2 weeks. He said, "Oh yeah."
See, and that is smart. I'm gonna take a pause in that because God has really came up with something. Then, like a lot of them are trying to figure out, like, I know how to do something, but am I gonna make money? Are people gonna come back to buy it again? Right. So I think the first thing y'all want to think about is it a business where you'll get repeat customers? Because if it's something you make or do that nobody will come again because you solved their problem, maybe not. But I love the idea that your father recognized too, like, you're going to do it one time and that's it? No, they're going to keep coming back. Yeah. And so that's wonderful. So that's great. So you before you had the boutique, you had your nail salon first, or?
No, I had the boutique and I supplemented the boutique.
Gotcha.
While I was, trying people, because it was upstairs, so heavy women. I didn't even. I didn't have, my clothes wasn't catered to heavy women anyway. Right. So, but anyway, while I was sitting waiting and stuff, I supplemented. I supplement income with doing nails.
Because you still have to pay rent for that spot. Yeah, of course. So you said, see, that's wonderful. And guys, that's what I love about you. We talked about the new term is multiple streams of income, but you already was doing that.
Right.
And I love that you didn't wait for it, because first of all, you couldn't wait for it. Right. Because you got to pay that rent.
Exactly.
So you picked up something, and the women were coming for the nails.
Right.
Okay, so women were coming for the nails. This is very valuable. So then that was how many years ago? Because I want to take them through, like, you never stopped.
I was like 28 when I got my
good. So that was
boutique.
Okay, great. Yeah. So you started off, and then the boutique down. When did the boutique start getting business, and how did that happen? And were you still buying and selling at that point?
Maybe I was in business about a year or so. That was my first, business, that I had to, it was kind of like, your baby, that you had to be responsible for.
Right, that's true.
So I loved the business, but it wasn't making enough money to really pay the rent and stuff. So I not long during that time, I met my husband.
Okay.
And then so, I fell in love, and I just kind of gave it up.
Okay.
And so then we got married and had 2 children at the time. 2 children.
Right.
And so yeah.
Let me get you some water, because now I think it's contagious. I'm coughing. I did smoke the house out with insects, so let me get you some good water. Yes, this is fascinating. All right, here you go, darling.
Okay, thank you, my love.
You're very welcome.
So what else?
So you said that you got married. So you got
married and 2 children, and kind of put business on hold.
Okay.
Not in my mind though. In my mind, I worked at Duke. I worked at night.
What were you doing there?
I was a data terminal operator.
Okay.
But I never gave up the idea of having my own again.
Right.
So so I worked that night, 11 to 7, And I met this lady. It was me and two other ladies. We were going to do this marketplace together. But we couldn't do it. The man changed his mind about, giving us the building. So I left. So I was introduced to this lady who's doing nails. And so I called her to give her money back because, they gave a down payment. So I called her to give her money back. She said, "Oh, I was so wanted to, start it now, da 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 da." And I said, "Well, I want to start a business now too." And so she was like, so we just got together, and I didn't know her, but we got together and we did a business together. We got a house, and it had like 4 or 5 rooms, and so I want to explain the room, how it was set up, because it was adorable.
Right.
So when you came in, to the right, there was the sitting area. Then there was the nail room, and and then she did facials in the back.
Wow.
And then on the left side, it was my boutique, and then there was a little coffee area.
Wow. So you rented this house?
So we rented the house, and as soon as we got set up, she started cutting the food. She cut the food. And I was the investor.
Right.
She didn't hardly put any money in it. And so she basically tried to oust me out.
Wow.
And so we went to this place where when you have problems, you try to,
like a mediator.
Mediator business. And so that didn't work out, because then I took her to court, and she supposed to went to some classes and paid my money back. That didn't happen.
Never got it back.
No. So I was like hurt. I was like really, down in the dumps, hurt.
Right.
Still working at Duke though.
Okay.
And my husband was like, he was looking in the paper one day, and he said, "There's a place in Brightleaf for so and so amount of money." And I was like, "Well," I jumped
up. That's right. And where's this Brightleaf? Where's this? What city?
Brightleaf is an exclusive area, a white area, specialty shopping center.
In Chapel Hill, probably?
No, in Durham.
In Durham, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was like, "Oh, ooh." Yeah. And so I jumped up, and we looked at the place, and it wasn't in Brightleaf. Brightleaf is the shopping center. This was across from Brightleaf.
Okay.
But it was a part of Brightleaf.
Right.
So that's where I started my nail salon.
Wow.
Maybe 3 months later.
3 months later.
Maybe 3 months later.
So you set up. Were you the only one in your salon? It was just you at that point?
No, I had two other.
So you had you hired technicians, other ones.
Right.
Go ahead.
Right.
This is wonderful.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So but I had a little area, boutique area. It's real small, like a what are those cases? Display cases with little boutique things in it, and that sold a lot.
Wow.
That sold really well.
Wow.
And then so I was doing nails, and there was 2 other ladies that was doing nails with me. So we handled it, and then so the property manager would pass by my salon every day. And so one day she passed by, and she saw that I was very professional and stuff. She said, "How would you like a place inside of the mall?"
Oh, wow. Wow.
Oh, really? Yeah. I was like, yeah, but I don't know if I can afford it. She said, "Well, let's talk, Right. And so she did. She gave it to me at, I think at that time it was like $500.
Wow.
For a month. And then it went up every year.
Wow.
Of course. But I built a big clientele. My clientele was 99.99 white.
Wow.
Until about about 5 years. 5 years later, then black people start trickling in.
Right.
But I was really hurt at the beginning, because I worked in the community. I was like, "Where's my people?" But they won't know where. And then so when they start coming in 5 years later, they late. Right. For the appointment.
Right. Like
I wasn't used to that.
Right. You wasn't used to that. Right. You was like, what's going on? What is this nonsense?
Now I got the schedule.
Yeah. Don't call when they come in.
Right. So that was a big adjustment. Right. But it worked out.
Right.
Because the ones who would come all the time, I would say,
right.
I need you to be on time.
Right.
That kind of thing.
So at this point, you were just doing nails, or you had a clothing in the boutique?
I was just doing nails, and then it was just totally nails, and I worked at night. I worked 11 to 7 at night.
Oh, you still?
And then
Wow.
I worked 11 to 7 at night. Then I get off, and I would sleep for about 3 hours, and then I would open the store, and I worked till like 7 that evening.
Wow.
And I did that for 3 years.
And you were married at this point?
Yeah.
Did you have your children at this point? Oh, you go ahead. So let them know. So you was married, had children. You worked 2 jobs. 2 jobs. And really you worked and you went to sleep, and you worked and went to sleep because you couldn't really. And so your husband at this point was handling the household more or less? Because I remember you said that. Yeah. This is a wonderful story. Like, see, I'm getting stuff I didn't get before, so I'm loving this. So, okay, hold on one second. Let me see, because I know they got comments, and we got this. This is great. I'll keep you right where you are. Okay, so she asked about your jewelry. We know. I definitely want to go to Egypt. Really, yes. Yes, you want to go to Kemet. Yes, Queen.
Yes.
Right, phone in 1975. I love it, says Miss Jackie. I know he was already bad. Yes, I wanted to ask about your outfit. I love it. Tell them a little bit about this outfit. This is yours. Did you design this one?
Yes, I designed it.
Okay, good.
I went to Ghana the year of return. I was grateful, blessed to go at the year of return in March 2019. And, I fulfilled my dream of opening a boutique again after all these many years. And I designed a lot of the clothing and brought it back.
Good. We're going to get to that story. Let's go back because I want us to stay with where we were. Perfect. Go ahead, girl. You got the skills. Yes, Miss Jackie says, do you still have your boutique too? Yes, she does. And we're going to talk about that. Well, one day, what we're going to do too is I'm just going to take my regular camera and we're going to go in, not today, but maybe I'll come over tomorrow and I'll film the boutique and the clothes and you can show them and then we can supplement that with this so they can see it. And then that'll be great. She says, I'm loving your story and information. Thank you. Yes. Aww. Taryn says, hey, Goddess, when you started your own business, did you come up against any challenges? I think you said, and how did you keep your focus and overcome them? So thank you. Taryn asked that, but you kind of named it. You did. You came up with the thing where first the business wasn't making money as far as the boutique.
Right.
So then you went, and one of the ways you did that, the challenge was you found something else. You wound up doing the nails. And then even with the woman, you got into business with the first woman with the 5-bedroom or 4-bedroom house.
Yeah.
And then she basically, got really that greedy, I could tell. And so you had to go through that, but that never stopped you. You went back home.
Right.
And then you and your husband talking one day, he looks and says it's an opening or a space available in this very exclusive shopping center in downtown. And that was downtown
Durham.
Downtown Durham. And so, so that was great question. Both. Do you have a website for your boutique? Okay, we're going to get to that as well. So let's go back to, so at this point now, thank you, ladies. Great questions. Very excited. Okay. So at this point, now you're kind of doing well. Clientele's changing a bit because more Black folks are coming into your nail salon. And how long did you do the nail salon in total? Do you remember? Or when did you stop doing the nail salon?
I don't remember the dates.
Right, it's okay. I don't remember the dates. No.
But I did the nail salon. Anyway, I had the business for 15 years.
You did?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I like I said, 3 years after working at night and carrying the boutique and working the nail salon and working at night, I finally was able to quit and do it full time.
Okay.
So
so you did at one point quit the job. So basically what you did, you started waiting for you to see some profit. Right. 3 years. That's wonderful information. Right. 3 years in, profit finally, quit the day job or the night job in your case.
Right. Okay. So I quit my job, and so I was able to work there full time. And I hit the paper. Also when I did my boutique too. I hit the paper. I've hit the paper numerous of times.
Right, that's right. So she was written up in the paper.
Yeah,
yes, okay.
Yeah. So after a while, my rent was going up. It continued to go up. Right. It didn't every year. It would go up. Right. It wasn't a lot, but it was still going up. By this time, the Asians was coming into play.
I wanted to ask you that when you talked about first going into the nail, it was white women.
This was not
white women. It wasn't the Asian thing that we all know about today. There was no such thing as that. Okay, this is great information because we got history here. So now the Asians is coming in.
And so I also heard that you have to be licensed. At the time, you didn't have to be licensed.
Gotcha.
When I was doing it before the Asians. So when the Asians came in, then I heard talk that you had to be licensed. So I went to get my license along with having the boutique and going to school to get my license.
Wow.
So I got my license, and then after that, like I said, my rent kept going up, and I didn't want to. I had to. I didn't want to. I couldn't be so much with the prices. I couldn't go up so much with the prices, so I had to stay. I had to be a little higher because I was in an exclusive area, but I couldn't be with so much. So I had to think of something. So what I did was went to Africa 23 years ago.
23 years ago.
And I bought. I had the opportunity to go to Africa, and I saw that I could design clothes, and also it could be cheaper if I did it on a big scale. Trying to bring it back, they would let you do that. They didn't charge you as much, they didn't charge you for the luggage and all that back then.
Right, that's right.
So I could do it that way, but I knew the best way to do it is, on a bigger scale.
Right.
But at that time, well, I have to go back to tell you the reason I stopped. The reason I stopped, but the beginning of that is because I am indulged in my culture.
Right.
I used to wear it like, I used to wear a piece of here, a piece of that, not African, the whole,
not the whole thing, a little piece
here. Yeah, a little piece here and a piece there.
Right.
Because being that my customers was white, I thought that they may not, they
take to it. Huh?
Take to it. So, I went to this Kwanzaa event, and it was a young lady upstairs who was my client. She came, she saw me at the Kwanzaa where I all gobbed down, and she's like, I love that. Why you don't wear that to work? And I was like, well, I think that they may not like it. And she was like, like that. So one day I tried it.
Yes.
I had my whole gob on.
Yes.
White folks loved it.
Loved it. And I know it.
They loved it. Yes. They was like, oh, that is so nice.
Yes.
This and that. And I was like, okay. You gave me the green light then,
So
from then on, I wore my garb every day.
Every day. To this day.
Every day.
Isn't that beautiful? That is a wonderful story. So you really learned you could be yourself. Matter of fact, being yourself was what really people really wanted and appreciated.
And so what I noticed at the time that I would get compliments from white men, white women, black men every now and then, but none from black women.
Yeah, that's something,
None from black women.
Same. Yeah.
But since Black Panther, I noticed since Black Panther movie, I get a lot of compliments from black women now.
Isn't that something? Yeah. So that movie did open some people up in that way. And
did.
All these years later, you just kind of really getting those compliments.
Right.
Isn't that something?
Right. 20-something years ago.
Wow.
23 years ago. So I supplemented my income. I was trying to supplement my income with African clothes, but black women weren't ready.
Right. There you go.
So I really, that was, I just didn't make no money doing that.
Right.
And so anyway, what I did though, considering rent was continuing to go up, I said I had to find me a place that when I went to New York, I saw this marketplace, and I was like, that's a good idea. Get a building, and then people can, Black people can have a place where they can sell their goods. So I did. That's what I did.
So that's your next business.
Yeah.
So where did you get the market? Did you rent a house again?
I rented a building.
Go ahead. Do y'all hear this? She rented a building. Okay, I just want them to know. Forget the house. You just went. That was last.
Yeah,
last decade. Now you rent the building. Okay.
Right. I rented a building, and I still had the salon for a year. But so what it was called Black Market, and my white clients would still come to me over to that place,
right?
Over to the Black Market.
I love it. You called it the Black Market
too.
Some of them still was coming.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were still coming.
Okay.
And it was very nice. I remodeled the place inside, and so what it was everybody had it was kind of like, if you think of a flea market,
right?
It was kind of like that, or little small booths,
right?
But yet and still everybody had new stuff.
Oh, nice.
This lady, she made some dolls. That was when you first come in. On the side, I had a book area, and then another lady right beside the doll lady, she had a lot of things that she made, like masks and stuff like that.
Yes.
And then I had my boutique, and then in the kitchen area, I did my manicure.
Right.
Upstairs, there was a lady who did shoes. Then a guy who did clothing, African clothing, and then I had bought pocketbooks, and a lot of different pocketbooks. And so I had pocketbooks upstairs, and then there was a lady who did natural hair, and then there was a lady who did manicures as well.
This is lovely. So this was still in in Durham?
This is still in Durham.
Wow.
Yeah. So then I closed the place in Brightleaf. Yeah, after a year, because I couldn't do both. Right. It was hard for me to do both.
Yeah.
So I had the Black Market, and it was kind of like a mini mall with
This is so historical. Like, this is why I really did. I know you was a little shy about it, I understand, but this is why I really wanted to get this on film. We need this to be documented. This is like your history and the history of Durham, and people don't know that. Like, I'm just fascinated. I'm sure they are too. Hold on one sec. Let's get I think we got one comment. Jackie says, let me just make sure. Okay, so we're gonna work on that. The next one is, I was wondering what hit the paper. Yeah, hit the paper, girl. It hit the paper. Yes. Okay, good. You got it. Okay, so now you got the Black Market. So now you got the Black Market, and you got multiple vendors, right, doing their thing. Did it switch over the years? Did vendors come in and go out, or was it pretty solid?
A few.
Okay,
just a few. Most the thing about it. We had a grand opening. Chuck Davis was there.
Wow.
He danced. And then we had it was a beautiful grand opening.
Right.
All these people still had jobs. All the vendors, they still had jobs.
Oh, right.
So I kind of was like a manager over, because I would try to sell their stuff, that kind of thing. Which was good, but then the other piece is, because they were brand new business owners, they thought that they were supposed to make money in the first month.
Oh yeah, there you go, guys. So this is real. Pay attention, students, because this is really important, because we know what the last woman did, because this is still happening to people,
right?
Even then and now,
right?
Especially, I think Black folks, like you said, because we don't know about business, and like you said, or new business owners,
right?
So she's making a point that they didn't understand that you might not make money for 6 months to a year.
You might not make money in 3 years.
3 years. There you go.
The golden rule is it takes 5 years.
5 years. So there you go. This is the most important part to that staying power. You got to have it.
Right.
Okay, so tell me, they was obviously not understanding that.
No. So when we had meetings and stuff, I could tell a little frustration in them. And so anyway, few of them, most of them was trying to stay, but some didn't. Right. Most of them, a few didn't. Mm-hmm. So then I was going through hardship with a separation. Well, my husband and divorce and stuff. So I was so devastated and hurt that I couldn't keep the business.
I'm sure. Okay.
And so I let it go. Mm-hmm. And then I, doing nails. People kept, they wanted me to do nails at different shops, and I did that for a little while. Mm-hmm. And then I just said I got to save my money again to do, because I never give up on having my own business,
and I love successful business. That. Yes.
So I said, well, I got to save my money for my next successful business. Didn't know what that would be, but I just saved my money. Mm-hmm. So after I saved like $10,000.
Wow.
And that's when I went into
the restaurant business. Now talk about this, because this is what I met you, or this is where I know you from.
Right.
So were you ever in the restaurant? No. So you never was in the restaurant business.
No.
So how did that deal come to you that we need you to be a part of this, and how did that work? Like, tell us. I know the story a little, but they don't, and this is an interesting story in general. Just how did you get into a business that you had no idea that you would ever be working around food?
Well, like I said, I just prayed to the goddess that I would have, that I would receive. I would get into a successful business. I didn't have no idea what it was or how it would happen.
Right.
So, but in the meantime, like I said, I would just save my money. So anyway, there was a couple in the community that I liked, and I saw that the brother was a hard worker and stuff, and his food was good.
Yes.
And it was called Vegan Flavor.
Right.
Well, what happened was I was gonna my sister and my daughter and I had we started talking about doing this place together.
Okay.
And so my daughter had a clientele, because she did do hair.
Right.
She had a clientele. My sister and I didn't.
Right.
So we found this building, and it was a beautiful building, and it was $2,000 a month. And I was a little skeptical of doing it because I didn't have a clientele.
Right.
And I didn't want to put all that pressure on my daughter.
Gotcha.
So anyway, come to find, so then I invited that couple in, Vegan Flavor into the space. And I said, well, they can have, they could do the food, and they could pay, half of the rent.
So that's right.
So that's how, we got together.
Oh.
And so then come to find out, we couldn't get the building because it wasn't enough parking.
Oh, that's true.
So, we just said, oh, well, we'll just look for another space. Well, my daughter got tired of looking for a space, so she went on her own. So she has her own hair salon.
Right.
As of today.
The same place she's at now. Okay.
Exactly. So, and my sister, she just said, oh, well, and then I was like, I went to Vegan Flavor. I said, well, we could still do this,
Go ahead.
And so when I talked to them, and we just looked for a place, we were looking for a place. So I ran across the place where I'm at now, but it was right beside, we were looking at a spot right beside that place.
Okay.
So
where the store is, the Latino store?
Yes, with a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, when we was checking it out, and we found that it would cost too much for the upfitting.
Right.
So we was like, and so my aunt, the wife, asked, well, how much is that? What is that over there? She said it was a restaurant. the owner said it was a restaurant.
Wow, something like
and she was like, well, how much is it? And she said at that time, $4,000. Wow. And I was like, that's whoa, a lot. Yeah. You know, with no clientele, you know, it was like, well, they had clientele, but you know,
$4,000, and that's just the rent. That's not including all the other stuff, right? That goes into a restaurant,
right. But the good thing, the blessing of it, all the equipment was in there,
right?
You know, the stove, the refrigerator. I mean, commercial stuff. That's you know, stove, commercial refrigerator, the tables, the chairs. You know, all of that was there.
Okay.
So we went and talked about it, and my aunt was like, yeah, but she ain't had the money.
Right. You know? Yeah, exactly. Right. Talking big stuff, but no money. Right.
Yeah. We can do it. We can do it. Yeah.
Right. And you sitting there going, I'm about to carry all this, right? Because it's on you at this point, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they came with skills, and I came with the money.
Right.
So it was like, you know, for me, that was an even deal.
I have to feel the same way. Yes.
But really, I found out that the person with money has more clout.
Right, that's right. If it's no 50-50, it's 51, 50, 49 or something, but I agree with you on that.
But you know, you live and learn. Right. I didn't know. I just was trying to be fair.
Yeah,
you know.
Either.
So anyway, so we went on and got the place.
Wow, you did. Wow.
But we went to the owner and we said, how about, and we had talked about it, we would ask her if she could, you know, let us pay a certain amount and then come up to $4,000.
Right, that was great. I'm glad you renegotiated.
Yeah. Yes. And so she was like, yeah, you know, I've done that before.
Okay.
So we was fortunate because most of these places are not, I mean, you know, this is how much it is, take it or leave it.
Right.
So, yeah, she's really, really,
she's still
wonderful.
The same landlord?
Same landlord. She's a wonderful lady. She's a wonderful lady.
Right.
So anyway, so we got the place. My money was starting to run out with all the stuff that we needed, and it was maybe I had like $2,000 or so, but it started to run out, and it was time to pay rent because. You know, we had to have it inspected, and inspectors took up a lot of time because a lot of things weren't done with his direction. But because I didn't know nothing about food industry, you know, so he was taking that lead and stuff. So anyway, our time was running out because the inspection was, you know, the inspection wasn't done right. So we, you know, time was running near.
Right.
So we said we'll have a grand opening. And so that last week we had a grand opening for the, you know, to pay our rent. Do you know we made that $2,000 that day.
What? That day during the grand opening?
During the grand opening. Wow. To pay rent.
To pay rent that was due the next day?
The next
Ooh, that week. That was power. So people showed up, showed out.
Showed out.
Wow.
You know, the community, you know, showed up, showed out.
Wow.
And, you know, that it was just like, this was meant for us.
It was massive.
You know, got the place.
Right.
Even though it cost, we negotiated, you know, and got a better rate, and and everything was there. Wow. You know, we just walked in and everything was there. And then we, you know, got our rent that day.
That's right.
You know, so we had a whole month now to do $2,000, you know, for the next month.
Right.
So, you know, 99.99% was white.
Right. I noticed that right away.
The community didn't come in, maybe about a year and a half later, you know, community people come.
Right.
But I guess they had to see if we were going to make it or not.
Right, I guess know. So. Right, what was going on with that, right? Because they came for the grand opening, but they were there.
Right.
But after that, it dwindled and white folks started coming in.
White people were there.
Right.
And so, so then after that, about a year and a half, we were making money.
Okay.
A year and a half. And then it's, everything changed, right. The relationship, the partnership got real nasty.
Right.
And so we, departed. Mm-hmm. They did some unscrupulous things. Mm-hmm. And but when I was doing this stuff, I didn't even realize it. So I went after I found out, right, I went to the landlord and put everything on the table. Good for you. And she was like, wow. Right. This was going on, right? Right. She was like, wow. And then I said, but the thing about it, I want this building. Right. Good for you. And she was like, well, let me think about it. And so she came back to me and she said, her husband was like, why in the world would you take a chance on them again? Right. She said, well, something different about her. God, wonderful. So, she had no, at this point, did she know that you have businesses for years and no. You didn't have to give that history. You just I just showed her what they right. were doing. Yeah. And, on paper, and she couldn't believe it. Right. I mean, it was hard to believe, right. That, people would do the things that they did, right. So anyway, she, so she said, I got to put all y'all out. Right. She told me I have to put everybody out because, right. I'm not in business with y'all. I got to right. put all y'all out. Right. And she said, but, you could stay. Right. So my stuff was still there, but we had to divide the stuff. Mm-hmm. And so as we was dividing the stuff, it got real ugly. Mm-hmm. Because I guess they felt like I shouldn't have, right. They didn't want you to have the restaurant, right? Well, half of all that too, right? Right. Okay. They, and so anyway, we departed. Right. So, but I stood on I say trust mm-hmm. in the universe. That's right. That this was going to be my place. Right. I put my name on the door. Yes. And I didn't have a cook. Wow. Well, first of all, I can't cook. I can't cook. Right. Never liked to cook. Right, don't want to cook. Right. So I mean, and can't cook. Right. So that's first thing. That's what I did. Second thing, I didn't have a cook. Mm. People would say, well, when we was going through, hardships and stuff, what you going to do? What you going to do? I said, well, he ain't the only chef, vegan chef in the world. That's right. So didn't have a cook, didn't have no money because, the money was gone. Yes. But I had trust in the universe. You did. That faith was unshakable. So it worked out that my ex-husband, he became a partner. Right. And my daughter told me about the chef that I have. Mm-hmm. Leroy was friends with her. Mm-hmm. So we went over to test her food, and she wasn't a vegan cook. Right. But I told her, you just got to use vegan products for the same food. You making right because you just thought it was going to be a soul food restaurant, right? The reason because I had friends that saw what I went through, right? And they one came up with the soul food. Yeah, I was like that. Soul food, yeah, do soul food because I didn't have a menu, right? I didn't have nothing. So when they came up with that, I was like, yeah, white people love soul food. Yes. And we do so it's perfect. Yeah, right. Yeah. I'm saying you knew that about us, but you knew they would love it too. Right, that I would have a clientele of white people. Right, that's vegan, so they really coming in because they can't find that. Exactly. If I can find some soul food, they can't find no soul vegan. Exactly. That's wonderful. So I started the restaurant. With that's how the restaurant started, with solely vegan cafe. Right. Then I went through another hardship. Tell them about it. I've been in business going on 2 years, 2 and something years. Right. And ran to another hardship where solely was trademarked. Right. And solely vegan was trademarked. Mm-hmm. But I knew about that name, but I didn't know it was trademarked.
Right.
And plus, my Solely was spelled different from
was it?
her
hers.
Solely.
Okay.
So I just thought it would be okay.
That too, yeah.
Come to find out, I'm in a lawsuit right to this day.
Right.
Because she had the trademark on Solely.
Right. No matter how it was spelled.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. That's interesting. And I happen to, it's a sister actually out of Oakland, California, where I lived for many years, over 20-something years. My daughter was born there. And I knew of the restaurant. I never actually got to eat there, but I didn't even know that the names were spelled differently. But she still has a case.
Right.
Wow.
Right. Because it's the same type of business.
Oh, that too.
If it had been a shoe business,
right,
it wouldn't have made a difference.
Right.
But considering it's the same type of business, then that's where, the issue is.
Gotcha. Yeah. So let's get some questions. Okay. So, we got some new people in. Okay, let's see. Did we do that? Yes. Okay, let's go back a bit more. Okay, so here we go. So the question is, this is wonderful. That is what the Arabs here do as well. They have a lot of booths in the building. This is true. And she's in Detroit.
Okay.
I love when synchronicities happen to let you know you're on track. Isn't that right, Rachel?
Yeah.
And you stood on your faith. That's right. The Father worked it out. Yes, ma'am. So thank you so much. So, okay, great. So today you have the restaurant.
Yeah.
And it's been going on how many years since without vegan flavor now? So
going on 4 years.
Okay, 4 years. And by the way, she did change the name. So, it's Soul
Good
Vegan.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the woman told her, if you use soul in the title at all, I'm still coming for you.
Right.
And God has stood that, no, that's not right.
Right.
And you can't have a monopoly on the word soul.
No, you can't.
Now, that makes no sense. And so I think they need to know about the hardship. So your ex was part of the team. Your son was part of the team.
Right.
And when you decided to say, no, I'm not going to not use soul.
Then they exit.
They left too, y'all.
Yeah.
So this show you how amazing this woman is. Mm-hmm. That's what she's always telling me. One monkey don't stop the show.
Right.
She's like, I don't went through it with the previous owners.
I fought a whole army of monkeys.
That's
then
right.
I fought my son, chef, and my husband. That's 3 monkeys. Then stop.
That's right.
And then now, recently one of my chefs left.
Right.
And that didn't, stop. No show.
And that's
her and
recently.
Her son. It's like, okay.
That's right. And that's less than a month ago, just to show you that it's not. So guys, I'm going to ask you, and I know they want to know, what keeps you going? Why don't you give up?
Because I want to be successful and I want to help. I want to leave a legacy for my children.
Yes.
And 2, I want to do big things for the community.
That's right. I just dream big. That's right. I love it. That's the big one. Yeah. So tell them about the boutique. Now, how did you reach? So now you brought your boutique back. And your boutique is part of the and that's part of the restaurant. Is that
right?
Okay,
right.
So let's talk about that, and then we'll wrap it up from there.
So I never gave up on my boutique because that's my passion, and so I had an area where it was like a lounging area, and I'm like, I could take this area and make money with it, and plus I can do my boutique.
That's a big space. Yes.
Yeah. So what I did was I said, what I want to do is, because I had to work, I had to learn all. See, this is how funny the goddess is. Like I said, I never liked to cook. I didn't want to cook, but I'm cooking.
Yeah, you're cooking. That's right.
So I know how to fix all the food in the cafe now.
That's right.
And so I had to learn. That's one thing. That's a really good point about business. You need to know all aspects of your business. So if anybody cut the food, you'll know what to do.
That's right.
So
that's right. That's a very important point.
Yeah.
Because remember when I was telling you how I didn't even know how to operate my own calendar.
Yeah.
But I missed stuff, so I had to get on my calendar so I wouldn't have to depend on anybody else.
Exactly.
And I had to learn. I have to learn how to do all of it. Add people to whatever it is. that I rely on my assistant.
Right.
She's saying, you need to know, because anything can happen, even something for a good reason. Somebody could get married, have a baby.
That's right.
Or it's a lot of reasons people don't stay. So you're so focused, or you're relying on somebody else.
Right.
Your business could go down and it doesn't have to. So you learned all aspects, including the thing you didn't like the most, which was cooking. But it's a restaurant, so you have to learn.
You have to learn.
Right.
My restaurant.
That's right, like that. Yes. And so now you got the boutique going, and I know you got some plan for the boutique.
Yeah, so I was in the kitchen a lot, and it's very tiring. Restaurant business is a hard business, and you don't make that much money, but it's a good service. Well, at least for what I'm doing.
Right.
So I was like, I got to, I'm 63, I think.
Right.
I said, I got to, I got to come out of here. I got to do what I really want to do.
That's right.
Before I exit.
Yes,
So, I thought about, I want to do my boutique. Mm-hmm. Well, and the boutique, I want to be African. I don't want, so I went to New York looking for, things in New York, and I saw a lot of the Chinese, the Indian stuff, cheap, all that cheap stuff. Right. And I was like, no, I'm not.
That's right.
So then I went 23 years ago, I just went back and brought the clothes back and had some shipped.
Okay.
And it's been good. It's really been carrying itself. People love it.
Yes.
I
bought a couple of outfits too.
Yeah. And people, they just love the black women.
Right.
Very open to, get the clothing now.
I'm loving
it was
that.
timing.
It was timing.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. Timing is everything.
Yeah.
And what I was going to say about the business is you're definitely going to get a website for the business.
Yeah.
So that you could actually, down the road. But definitely, I know what I wanted to say. Something that I love that you do too. It's still back to that, the way you first rented out the house, and then you rented out, you had the black market, right?
The building.
Right, the building. You still do that in your own way. You supplement by doing things. So Monday, normally your restaurant is closed.
Right.
But right now you have a chef.
Yes.
That is actually comes in.
Yeah.
She gets to make some money. You get to make some money from her running the spot.
Right.
Also, you have that back room in your restaurant.
Right.
So I know there's belly dancing going on.
Right.
And also the cryptocurrency.
Classes.
Other sisters doing women's circles. I'm going to be doing my event there on the 25th.
Right.
So all these different ways that you continually keep thinking. And what I love about you guys is you think on the spot. Like that's how I do. If it don't happen, like for example, you have mentioned that one of the people don't realize how long it takes to see a profit.
Right.
So you had a chef, a young lady, she didn't get it. She thought she should make money the first time, and she actually did. Right. But she didn't know that she thought it was going to, she just thought she should be making more. So anyway, that was out the door. Before it was the next Monday, I think you already had somebody else lined up.
Right, I did.
That is how entrepreneurs think.
Yeah, because what happened was she came to me and said, she wanted to have the place for a Monday, and I was like, okay, that's a good idea. I'm not open anyway, and I was like, okay, opportunity to help her to make money, and so she, it was too tough for her,
right?
But I told her, I said, are you gonna do it? Because she was, back and forth. May do it, may not. Let me meditate on da. So I was like, you know what? You just open the door. So if you don't do it, it's okay.
Right.
Because you just opened the door for somebody else.
Yeah.
And that's what she did. She opened the door, and I have another chef who's
She's there today.
Is she? No, she's starting the 20th.
Okay, good.
She's so excited.
Good.
About, this
I'm so
opportunity.
glad. So April, so that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, darling, let me get this last comments. And I told you how easy that was. It was a natural. I told you talking about you. You can't get that wrong.
Oh,
your story. So that was perfect. So starting your business, dear, you use your own capital to start them.
Yeah.
Sure did. That's another great point. Do you have an account for your business, dear? Do you have a business account separate from your personal account?
Yes.
She does? Okay, good. Oops. Okay, yeah. Oh, accountant. You have an accountant they want to know.
Oh, no. No,
Right.
I don't have a
She does it all herself.
Yeah.
Okay, how do you stay afloat in your business, not making profit? Are you relying on your savings? So you mean during those times? So Rachel, I think definitely, I think you might have missed a few things, but so when you first started and you didn't make a profit, she supplemented it. She got another, so her thing was this boutique, but then she realized, oh no, I'm not making a profit. So she actually went and actually learned how to do nails. And the nails was the other thing.
Yeah.
And that's what I think, Rachel, that's such a great question.
Right.
That's what I love about it, because a lot of us are going to start something. I think entrepreneurs today, we give up. A lot of people give up so easily.
Right.
Because like she said, you don't know that you're not going to make that money. Yeah. But yes, what do you do when you know, or they won't work another job and still do their business on the side, right. Or they won't find something else that they're actually good at, because some people think they're selling out, but like she knew, I could do nails. It's all in the beauty industry, and that's what she was into. And then not giving up, I think, was the other thing. Remember, I love the part that you said, once you let go, once you got married, the children, the whole bit, you let go of one aspect, right. You still save money. Not sure what it was saving for, but you knew. And I think that's a great thing. Right. Save that money, because that opportunity will come. So even though she had to come out of it at some point, she never gave up on it. And I think that is what the thing is today. It's like the perseverance. And today, and then somebody asked about obstacles. So I know Terry, she told you all the obstacles. And she's okay, because she continues to say, I want to do this. I want to be big. I want to be successful. So I'm very, very thankful. I want to thank you so much. Oh, they're going to be loving it, because some of the people that's in the course that's not live, because, it's lunchtime, it might be wherever, they're going to be able to see it as well. Okay. And so I'm sure there'll be a lot of comments. So y'all, part 2 will be just us going into, not today, but going into the restaurant, because I want y'all to see her boutique. Her boutique is beautiful. Her stuff is gorgeous. And she can just show us, do what she does, and show you what she got and talk about it, because she can do that, because it's her stuff. And that'll be a little just bonus for you as well. I want to thank everybody for being here today. Let's give Goddess a welcome. Okay, got that one. Yes, I admire your versatility and flexibility and tenacity. Right, Rachel? Oh, Me too. Like, what? Like, I'm so inspired. So we are going to give thanks and praises for Goddess Deborah Webb for being on today. Told you I was coming differently, unique, and bringing people in our community. And also, I want to make sure Goddess gets a copy of this, because she needs to have this in her arsenal and start collecting some of her work and knowing what she did. And the story is out. So I'm just so happy for her. I love you, ladies. I'm going to offer Goddess some tea. I made a raw brownie. We're going to have a little snack. And I'm going to go to the bathroom. So anyway, I love you, ladies. Thank you so much. Let me just see if there's any more comments. Let's see what I got to do. I guess that's it. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to end it here. Love you, ladies. See you in the next one. Oh, I know what I have to do right here. That. And then let me just see comments. They're all going. Okay. Peace and blessings, ladies.